Hey guys, I'm the Angry Ghost. I'm fucking pissed. So, I'm a programmer, for those who don't know, and Unity just released a new Unity runtime fee that charges people 20 cents per install. Now, I'm not sure if you realize how crazy those numbers are, but like that's like bankruptable amounts of money. Like that if you got like a lot of installs and just it doesn't and you don't even have to like pay money to these like to the original developers and they still charge you 20 cents. It doesn't matter who these people are. They don't care. They charge you either way. This new ruling, this affects so many people because Unity is like the second biggest game engine out there behind Unreal. This is Among Us, Pokemon Go, Gary's Mod, Rust. I think Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl use Unity. Subnautica, Hollow Knight. Like this is a lot of games, and that's only the big ones that I just mentioned. I probably forgot about a few, but there's a lot of games that were affected by this. Um, so let me go through a bunch of the things they said because they released a question and answer thing after to clarify some of these very vague things that they said the rule was gonna like accomplish. So the first one, let me go through these one by one. Question: how are you gonna collect installs? And the answer was, we leverage our own proprietary data model. We believe it gives an accurate determination of the number of times the runtime is distributed for a given project. Now, for those who don't see the problem with this idea of like using their own proprietary data model, they don't know. The reason why they're doing this, they don't know how many downloads these games have. So they just have to guess because the Google Play Store, the App Store, all these places, they don't tell them. They don't tell them the amount of downloads because it's obviously outside of their terms of service. They can't disclose that information. So Unity just has to guess. They just have to guess. So they use their own proprietary data model. But the problem with that is we can't verify that this is accurate. They've made so many claims, and we just over the years they've made so many claims. They bought like a bunch of like they've been doing some really sketchy shit recently, and so this new rule is just this is ridiculous. Here's another one on their Q&A. Do installs of the same game by a different user across multiple devices count as different installs? Answer: yes. We treat different devices as different installs. So that means if I don't really need to clarify. That's just stupid. It's hypocritical. It's basically going backwards on the previous rule that said if you reinstall the game it doesn't count as another one. Like they still say it. So I don't really know what their deal is. Now here's the deal breaker. This is the worst one of these questions and answers. I'm gonna summarize it because it's long. Are these fees going to apply to games that have been out for years already? Um, the answer: yes. Yes, we are assuming if the game is eligible for these new runtime fees, then this will apply. So Gary's mod hasn't been updated in like years. It's been out for like the longest amount of time as far as I know. It's been out for I don't know. It's been out for a long time. But anyway, it has been updated, but it has reached the threshold, so they would be charging for it. And that game doesn't really have any in-game purchases. It just has like a $5 plus like a little bit of a $2 from the Counter-Strike source, but it doesn't get much money, so they're kind of screwed there. If you're wondering how the developers have reacted to this new change, then like I'd be wondering the same thing too. As a Unity dev myself, I can personally attest this is just fucking absurd, and I'm gonna have to switch engines now because I've wasted 3 years. And now, if I make my game now, if I post this, I'm gonna be in debt. But for others, like Among Us is pulling off their game. They're completely like Intersloth's getting rid of Among Us once this goes into effect in 2024. They're pulling their game off. Every platform, after everything gets done, it's gone. The same thing also is going to apply, I think, to... Well, actually, I don't think Gary's mod said they were going to because it said it doesn't affect them. but they did say that they're still pissed because they can't trust them and they can't make any more games in Unity. So they're still kind of they're still really pissed. Um, and yes, contrary to what the next question says, which is, does this have a huge impact on indies? Yeah, it does. In fact, this will have the most effect on indies because their games don't usually or aren't usually popular for a large amount of time. They usually have a dying out phase, and so they're gonna get so many installs and people reinstalling the game over and over and over again. They're gonna be eligible to these rules, and they're gonna have to pay so much money. And I don't really know. And the fact is that Unity right now, this is even after they change these rules so much, even if they get rid of every single rule, we're still gonna know that they're gonna do this because they have an EA CEO. Like, he's just gonna come back and he's gonna reinstate all these rules. He's gonna make them just as harsh as they were to begin with because that's what he wants. Eventually, he'll get that. I don't even think this is legal, that they can legally do this, but Unity's gone. There's no way. Unity will never be able to recover from this. Everybody will remember. We will remember. We will hold them liable. Nobody's getting away with this there at Unity. The Unity devs didn't have any part in this decision, but the CEO and everybody, the upper management that allowed this to happen, they're fucked. They can't recover. There's no way. I know as a Unity dev, and I know several other Unity devs that are all switching to either Godot or Unreal or Cocos or any other game engine. They're switching. I'm going to Unreal. I'll probably post some updates on the game I've been working on if I can figure it out. I'll switch to Godot. If I can't, I'll switch that. Probably won't upload any Windcraft content soon, but we'll just have to see how I'm feeling because this is really pissing me off. But I'll see all you guys later, I guess. I'm fuming.